The 1860s marked a profound and often painful transformation in India. It was the first full decade of the British Raj. This era saw direct rule by the British Crown, following the East India Company's collapse after the 1857 rebellion. For most Indians, this meant a transition from traditional ways of life to a highly structured, extractive colonial economy. The political shift from company to crown began after the 1857 uprising. The Government of India Act 1858 transferred power to Queen Victoria. The Queen's proclamation of 1858 promised religious neutrality and that Indians would be freely admitted to offices. However, in reality, the civil services remained almost exclusively British. A deep racial divide solidified. The British became more insular, living in cantons or civil lines separated from the local population. The 1860s also saw India's economy restructured to serve British industrial needs, leading to significant hardship. Farmers were pressured to grow cash crops like cotton, indigo and opium for export, rather than grain for local consumption. During the American Civil War, Indian cotton prices skyrocketed, creating a boom. But when the war ended, prices crashed, leaving Indian farmers in massive debt and despair. This shift, combined with high land taxes, led to the Orissa famine of 1866, where 1.5 million people died. The British administration was criticized for exporting grain while locals starved. The 1860s was also the great decade of railway expansion, the arrival of the Iron Horse. Thousands of miles of track were laid to move British troops quickly and transport raw materials to ports. For Indians, the railway was a double-edged sword. It allowed for easier travel and the beginnings of a national identity. But it also facilitated the rapid extraction of resources and helped spread diseases like cholera. Despite the oppressive political climate, this was a period of intellectual awakening and significant social reform. A new class of English-educated Indians emerged in cities like Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. They studied Western law and philosophy, which ironically provided tools they would later use to argue for independence. The first three Indian universities, established in 1857, began producing their first graduates in the 1860s. Reformers like Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar pushed for widow remarriage and girls' education. This was often against stiff traditionalist opposition, but marked a crucial step for women's rights. Daily life presented a stark contrast of worlds for the majority of Indians. Labor meant long hours in the sun for tenant farmers and the beginning of factory work in new jute and cotton mills.